Hi, everybody. David Paul with you in the KHOU 11 Weather Center. This is your tropical update. It is August the 15th, 2023. And what's new on this Tuesday is that the Hurricane Center has outlined the Gulf of Mexico with the possibility of tropical development as we head into next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So this is a week away, but they've already outlined the area so that we begin to watch it just a little bit more carefully. There are actually 3 potential areas in the open Atlantic basin with possible development. We'll look at all of them. Again, possible development in the Gulf next week. Most likely, this could bring much needed rainfall to Texas, Louisiana, and areas of the Deep South that are so stricken by drought over the past month or two. Now, in the Atlantic Basin, we've actually already had 4 named systems, with one hurricane being Don. That was in the north central Atlantic. Emily would be the next name on the list, and there are 3 potential spots right now where Emily could form. That's the spot in the Gulf that we'll focus on in just a moment. There are 2 others out in the open Atlantic. Both of these areas, one a wave coming off the west coast of Africa this evening, another one already in the open Atlantic, both have a 30% chance for developing over the next 7 days as they move west-northwest across the open Atlantic. So these are thousands of miles away from the U.S., and at the moment, we'll put these on the back burner. They don't show any rapid signs of intensification. Models are not overly aggressive in developing any of these, so we have lots of times to watch that. What we're going to be watching much more carefully is this area of the Gulf of Mexico, and again, this will be something we'll be watching early next week. In fact, over the next 2 days, Hurricane Center does say it has a 0% chance of seeing any development here. But as we get up to day 6 and day 7, then it's a 20% chance, a low chance, but a chance that something could develop. So what's going on? Well, at the moment, there's nothing in the Gulf of Mexico showing signs of development. What will be moving into the Gulf will be a tropical wave. And can you see how the winds kind of curve up and over right here? So that's a tropical wave that will be over the Bahamas this coming Friday, August the 18th. So this is still 3-4 days out before we have a wave here over the Bahamas, creating scattered showers for the Bahamas and Cuba. But as we get into Friday, then Saturday, go into Sunday, and we go into Monday of next week, August 21st, well, then that wave moves into the Gulf of Mexico, and you can clearly see the up, over, and down motion of that wave. This will be associated with a big slug of tropical moisture. That's the bright orange color I have enhanced on this particular view. So tropical moisture and a tropical wave, and conditions that are not terribly unfavorable for development. So again, watching this carefully early next week. Now at the moment, August 21st is forecast for this to still be just an open wave. It doesn't curlicue and close off a closed low. You need that for it to be upgraded to a tropical depression. Well, that might be able to occur, that complete closed off area of low pressure might be able to form as we head into Tuesday, August 22nd, again of next week. Now what this model is depicting to me is an elongated area of weak low pressure. So at the moment, this is nothing to be overly concerned about, but clearly something to keep an eye on. And what a setup like this would do is sling deep tropical moisture and rain into Texas, especially on that north and east side of this broad center. That would be the dirty side, the wet side of that system. So this would be something that could bring significant rain to parts of Texas. And as you know, of course, Houston, southeast Texas needs the rain. I went ahead and pushed the model out into Wednesday. These latest runs, and this is the European, by the way, take the deepest moisture into South Texas. So on this particular run, it's South Texas getting the heaviest rain. But with a system this far out, 7, 8, 9 day time frame, the exact people who end up getting the heaviest rain with this system, it's still too early to tell. Here's another look at it as far as the forecast radar. This is the high-res European model. So by Monday, August 21st, there's a slug of rain, the tropical moisture in the Gulf of Mexico. Houston and the Texas coast still dry on Monday, August 21st. We go into the 22nd, and you can see that moisture begins to impact not just the Texas, but also Louisiana coast. So this could be the first rainy day for a lot of parts of southeast and South Texas that you've had in a long time. And then again, the European takes the bulk of the heavier rain into South Texas, maybe some of it up toward closer to the Houston area. I know Houstonians would love to see some of that rain. That's Wednesday, August 23rd. And so that's what we're looking at. That's what the models are showing as far as what the possible potential tropical development looks like for early next week. Again, as far as rain totals, not a whole lot on Tuesday, and then the deepest rain, the deepest moisture at the moment down in deep South Texas. So as we monitor the Gulf, these are the things just to keep in line. Bottom line right now, slight chance for tropical development in the Gulf next week. I think most likely, if it were developed, this would be something that could bring much needed rainfall to Texas and maybe Louisiana, especially south central Texas. What to do with this information? Just stay close to the forecast. Make sure you watch the weather now at least once a day as we head through the weekend and into next week, so nobody gets caught off guard, just in case something does decide to develop in the Gulf of Mexico.